my parents gave me free rein when I was about 2 years old. They allowed me to draw on the kitchen walls. It was a bit like cave painting. I was doing horses with 3 legs and that kind of thing. And then at school, I was very well taught when I was at school as a youngster in London by somebody called Eileen Jessup Price. And Eileen gained a certain fame from doing oil paintings of the bomb sites near the St. Paul's Cathedral. So it's a unique record really, but she was very, very encouraging, and she used to take us to art galleries, the National Gallery, and encouraged us to sketch in the Natural History Museum. In earlier years, back in the 80s and 90s, I was working more in watercolour. And then my parents moved down to Eastbourne. There used to be a very good art shop up in the Meads, sadly long gone, where I bought my first acrylics. And I really like the strength of colour in acrylic, but also the fact that it's a very versatile medium. So you can use it in quite a subdued way, or in quite an extravagant way as well. So I've tended to stick with acrylic. As you can see, these 3 pictures are all acrylics. And it's versatile in terms of the range of subjects that it can handle in quite a sort of striking way. This one, for example, started life as a photograph I'd taken of one of the cliff faces at Burling Gap, and I turned it on its side and it began to look more like the face of a mountain, and it was quite a literal transcription into acrylic at first. And then I started experimenting more, and I started seeing more faces within the image. It's something called pareidolia, where you see faces in walls and that kind of thing. So the trick of this painting is to spot how many faces and people you can actually see. And I included it in the colour exhibition because of that flash of colour up at the top, not only in the sky, but this kind of Byronic looking figure holding a torch. I can either use colour in a more naturalistic, representative way, or I can use it to express a sense of excitement and even wildness. And I think you probably got that impression from this view that I painted of a scene in Montmartre. I feel very drawn to Montmartre, partly because of the art history. The fact that Picasso and Van Gogh and Modigliani and others were very much associated with that part of Paris. And in fact this painting is quite near something called the Lapin Agile, which is still quite a well-known cabaret in that part of Montmartre. And here then is the source for this painting. And as you can see, it's a very blurred photograph that I took actually having visited the Lapin Agile. And the great thing about working from blurred photographs is that they really make your imagination work. And where you have quite sort of monotone areas here, you know, one can really use the imagination to beef up the colour.
What do you hope the viewer takes from your paintings?
Well, I would hope they would go away with something that they might consider beautiful and something that they can engage with. I remember that village in Burgundy we went to back in the 80s or something. Or I'd like them to go away with a very strongly registered dramatic experience that will show, you know, how reality can be interpreted to take it beyond the basic reality and make something a bit more powerful and dramatic perhaps out of the source.